mi gente? It's Maritore here and welcome back again to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, well then thank you so much for joining back again this week for a new video, as if I post consistently every single week. But whichever time frame you came back in, I appreciate you for even clicking on this video. And if you're new here to this channel, you've never seen my face, you've never heard my voice, well then hi. Not only do I hope that you like my voice and my face, but I hope that you like the video coming up. And if you do, please make sure to not only give it a big thumbs up, but also subscribe down below. Turn the button from red to white and you'll be updated as to every single time that I upload a new video, but only if you ding the little notification bell down below. That way you don't miss any single upload from me. So the video for today, I asked you guys a while ago on my Instagram to vote on what kind of topic you guys would like to see. I did a poll on like Instagram stories. I asked whether you guys wanted to see story time based on my first time ever getting sleep paralysis, or if you guys wanted to see an organizational kind of like study tip video. And a vast majority of those who follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, feel free to follow me, it's right here, it's fun up there. A vast majority of you guys wanted to see my experience with sleep paralysis, at least my first experience with sleep paralysis. I've only had it twice and they have all happened within the last year. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to this video, please stay tuned. It is really like a cool experience to talk about, especially because there's a lot of stigma around the thought of somebody having sleep paralysis as if it's like abnormal. But I'll explain kind of like the science that I learned in school about what sleep paralysis is, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But without further ado, let's just get into the video. So to give you guys a little bit of context about sleep paralysis is an actual thing where you do get paralyzed while you are sleeping. If you just want to think of it that way, it does happen. There's different stages in your sleep cycle where you have very deep waves of sleep with rapid brain activity, and then there's very light sleep where brain activity is actually not that high because it's resting. During a particular part of your sleep cycle called the REM stage of sleep, aka the rapid eye movement stage of sleep, you can actually see eyelids moving in the body. So if you were to like close your eyes, be sleeping in the REM cycle, and somebody were to look at your eyelids, they would see like the little fluttering of your eyeballs moving. That's the only part of the body that does not get paralyzed when you are in that stage of sleep, aka REM cycle, aka you are going through sleep paralysis. This is also the stage of sleep where you are the most vivid in imagination, and that's why people who have sleep paralysis and happen to wake up, essentially what happens, you may hallucinate, whether it's through audition, aka through auditory stimulus, or maybe sometimes even seeing things, because you're technically supposed to be dreaming but you are wide awake but your body's paralyzed. So essentially how that works is that instead of you being sleeping and paralyzed, because you don't notice this happening when you're sleeping because you are asleep, you toss and turn when you are out of REM cycle, but when you are in REM cycle your body is completely paralyzed except for your eyelids or your eyeballs, which are seen through your eyelids. So because you're supposed to be asleep but you're actually awake, the whole problem is that sometimes people wake up and they are not able to move. Now I had never experienced sleep paralysis before 2019. I believe the first time that it happened to me was maybe July or August of last year, aka 2019. Luckily, I had a background of what sleep paralysis is because I did study psychology back in university. I did graduate with a psychology degree. Had I not known, I would have been like a little bit confused, because even though I was introduced to the idea of sleep paralysis in grade 11 in my anthropology and psychology introduction courses, I would have forgotten. But anyways, because you do study in psychology a lot about what happens in your sleep, what happens in your awake life, and all those things, what interpretation your dreams could mean and everything. Obviously those are like minor branches of psychology, but you do get to study a lot of the sleep cycle. Sleep paralysis is when you are supposed to not be moving but you're wide awake to experience the non-movement. It's kind of scary, to be honest. Bro, I kid you not, until it happens to you, you would think that I'm lying. Sleep paralysis is just such a weird thing to even describe. A lot of people describe sleep paralysis as often like that you're trying to get up because you are awake, so you think you can move your body, but you can't. So a lot of people describe it as like a pushing sensation, or as if somebody is stepping on your chest, and that's why you can't often feel like you're breathing properly, or you can't get up. It's because you shouldn't be moving, you know what I mean? So anyways, to get into the story time, so I was asleep. Obviously I'm in my REM, but somehow I woke up. That I sleep on my side, so I was just kind of like in the fetal position, I suppose. And then I woke up, like I knew that I was awake, but like my eyes were closed. I hadn't opened my eyes yet. I tried moving several times because I was not uncomfortable, but you know when you toss and turn, I tried moving my body to kind of like readjust, and I couldn't. And then that's when I realized like, oh shit, what's going on? And following that, like I said before, REM is usually the stage in your sleep cycle that has vivid dreams, and because you are awake at this point, you are hallucinating if you are seeing your dreams. So anyways, I was trying to like readjust myself, and then what had happened, the way that my room is faced, like if I'm turning this way towards a certain wall in my room, cuddled up this way on my left side, according to like how my bed is, over there, aka like that way, away from my head. So like the corner closest to my feet, but like several meters away, is the room door. Because I was on my left side, my right ear is exposed, aka the one that would be closest to the door, and I kept on hearing kind of like a woman's voice. I don't remember what she said because this was months ago, like I said. She was just kind of like, not chanting, like peacefully, and definitely not like screeching as if she was like from a horror movie, but she was definitely just making sound effects and just like, and I was just like unable to move, and I was just like, the fuck is going on? And the thing too is that I don't have phobias, but my only huge fear in my life is that if somebody were to break into the house. I am terrified of burglars. I am terrified of the idea of being home and somebody breaking into the house, or me coming back home and noticing that my house has been broken into. That's a huge phobia of mine, and I'm not irrational about it, but I am definitely uncomfortable with the thought of somebody like breaking in. And not that anyone would be comfortable with the thought of somebody breaking into their house, but I in particular like just despise the thought. Like I will be the person in my house, and I live with my brother and my mom, where I will see that everyone's home and I want to set the alarm, like the house alarm. Like I want to set it even if it's 4 p.m. If anyone's going out later, like you can like set off the alarm and go, but then when everybody comes back home, I want to be that person that sets the alarm. And that's the thing, like I want to see myself putting the alarm, because some people forget in my house to put it on at nighttime. You get the idea. I just don't like it. Not my cup of tea to have somebody just break into the house, especially go into my room and just into my ear. I remember when she was done her little like, let's just call it like talking, because it's not talking, but let's just call it that. When she was done all her little like sound effects or whatever, I remember kind of just like bursting with my eyes open, but it was kind of like forced. It's as if you're like, you know when you're opening a jar and you finally hear like the ch. That's what it felt like. I felt like a huge, like just sudden, like, okay, now we're here kind of thing, like in my body. I was back to being awake, but that's when I realized I was in sleep paralysis. That was my official moment of realizing, I'm in sleep paralysis. I can't move, but I just opened my eyes. I'm literally trying to like move my hands, move my body to readjust, and I actually cannot. This is wicked because I studied this shit, but like, I don't like not being able to move. I realized I couldn't move, so I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna go back to sleep, or try to go back to sleep, because this is uncomfortable knowing that I can't move. So whatever, let me just try to sleep again. And then whatever time frame it was, I don't know if it was minutes later, half an hour later, an hour later, it doesn't matter, I was still in the same position. And then, I kid you not, I heard that voice again, and I also felt 3 taps on my shoulder. And the voice had gone closer to the point of a whisper. I felt that right the here. And it was just like a weird feeling. And then again, whenever that stimulus ended or whatever, I suddenly just I'm pretending to open my hands, but I didn't actually open my hands. I was still kind of like, just to emphasize the fact that I like shook awake. And then after that, I went back to bed, and I woke up like eventually at 7 in the morning or whatever time I had to wake up at that day. Sleep paralysis is no joke, and obviously until you live it, like I was saying earlier, until you live it, you'll think that people who have it have like, whether it's mental issues or kind of like sleep deprivation or sleep hallucinations, just because they're not getting enough sleep. I used to sleep like a good 9 to 9.5 hours each night. It's not a concept about me not having enough sleep or whatever. It's literally just shitty timing in your sleep cycle, where you happen to somehow mess up something in your brain, and your brain just wakes up your eyes, but your body's still asleep. And in case you guys are wondering why your body would be paralyzed when you're sleeping, it's to reduce not only the energy that you're using during sleep, it's like an evolutionary thing, not only to reduce energy waste, but also is to prevent, like if you are doing huge movements, for example, if you're jogging in your dream and you're moving or whatever, remember back in the day, if you were in a cave that happened to have a little bit of a downfall, if you were jogging and moving, you would eventually tumble to the end of the cave, and who knows if there's a bear, a tiger, a lion outside of the cave just waiting to eat you, you know what I mean? So evolutionarily, there is a reason as to why the body does get paralyzed when you are asleep in your REM cycle. However, like, it's not fun knowing that you can't control your body because your body just switched off your moving skills, to be honest. Yeah. very interesting. And it happened to me again like a couple months after, but that one I don't exactly remember. I feel like it would have been similar, like I just kind of like burst awake. But in terms of like the stimulus that I either heard or saw, I genuinely just don't remember. Don't make fun of people who have sleep paralysis, especially those who have it in a very frequent manner. It wasn't fun for those 2 times that I had it, and that was a brief moment, versus somebody who possibly has it every single night. Don't make fun of people who, you know, have sleep paralysis, because it is a very uncomfortable thing, and I can't imagine if you constantly have it, plus if you may have like anxiety or something, or if you are claustrophobic in general, sleep paralysis is not going to be a fun time. I'm not sure if there's not a cure, but I don't know if there's like certain practices that one can do to reduce the frequency of sleep paralysis or the intensity of it. Not sure if like just taking melatonin pills would help. I don't know if just exercising before bed to get you absolutely more tired would help. Again, it's just something that kind of just switched off in my mind. I'm officially 25 years old, so that happened to me for the first time when I was 24, but I know some people probably may have it since they were 18, since 16. Who knows if even kids have it, but they just don't know how to describe it. Now you guys have not only a little story time, but you guys found out some things in terms of like some psychological terms, some psychological concepts and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a fun time, but anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed the story time regardless. If you're looking forward to watch more videos like this, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up, and also leave me comments down below suggesting video topics that you guys would like me to talk about. If you like my face or if you like my story and you would like to see some of these once again, please make sure to subscribe. The button's just down there. Turn it from red to white, and like I said before, you'll be updated as to every single time that I upload a video, but only if you click the little notification bell as well. Don't forget that. Anyways, that's pretty much it, y'all. Like I said, I'm looking forward to making more videos like this, and leave suggestions down below, whether they are in English or in Spanish or just more vlog footage. Whatever you guys want to see, let me know. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for once again supporting the channel. Once again, I hope you liked the video, and until next time guys, keep up the awesome, never change, and I'll see you guys next time. Dios me los bendiga. Maritoria out.